Aloha everyone, this is Jessica Oyanagi, founder and CEO of Bloom, and I'm here today with this week's heart-to-heart video to talk to you about our monthly theme inside Bloom for November 2022, which is CEO Self-Care. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons in this video why self-care is so important to your success as a woman entrepreneur. If you've never watched one of my videos before, I love to share my heart-to-heart thoughts with you on YouTube about what it's like, right, to be a woman business owner and work as a CEO. If you find value in this video, I would love it if you give me a like and hit that subscribe button. Okay, so if you're a woman business owner, you might be asking yourself, Jessica, what does self-care have to do with running a successful business? And I'm here to tell you that I actually believe that this is priority number 1 for every woman business owner. And this may very much go against, kind of more patriarchal programming that we've all been exposed to, especially in America, right? Working as a W-2 worker or an employee, taking care of yourself isn't really the top thing that employers are asking of you, right? When you're working for someone else, usually it's more based on productivity and hustling and grinding, right? And working as much as you can. So the concept of incorporating self-care into your daily routine and actually as part of your business plan might be brand new to you. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why it's so important. And reason number 1 has to do with you, right? Your energy and your health. The first reason that self-care is so important is because you want to maximize your health and your happiness as a CEO and a business owner. And the reason this is so important is because, if you've ever worked as an employee, which most of us have, for another business, right? Their number 1 goal for you is to be as productive in your role as possible, right? But I always kind of like to share the little anecdote of, let's pretend, right, that you're an employee for another company and you go out with some friends, maybe have a few drinks, stay up a little too late, and you wake up the next morning and maybe you're just not feeling your best, right? But as an employee, you're like, well, I still gotta roll out of bed, put the minimum amount of effort in, just kind of dial it in and go to work, get through my day, right? And when you're an employee for someone else, maybe you're just doing that kind of same job every day, all day, you can kind of get away, right, with showing up, kind of doing it half-assed, and just getting through the day. But when you're the boss, that shit just isn't gonna cut it. I'm gonna tell you right now, because how you show up, how you feel, right, when you get to your desk or go to a meeting each day, right, when it comes to running your own business is extremely important, right? So taking top-notch care of yourself, your mental, emotional, physical wellness and health is actually very tied, right, to your bottom line, to your success, and to how much money you actually make. When you take time for self-care each day, and it's actually part of your daily calendar, this is gonna help you, right, to protect your energy, protect your health and happiness. And what happens is then, right, you can show up, right? Show up for your clients and your customers, perhaps people on your team, right? You can show up as your best, right? Energetically, physically, emotionally, coming to your business with the best and most aligned energy possible. It's what's going to allow you, right, to have the best creative vision, right, to take the most aligned and clear actions that make the most sense for your business and ultimately lead to, right, more sales and more productivity and more success in your business. You know, everyone that you touch, right, within your business and beyond is going to feel your vibe and feel your energy. So if you're incorporating self-care into your routine, that's totally gonna come through, right? And it's just gonna be a lot more fun. You're gonna be a lot happier running your business than always just trying to prioritize the business and work first, which is ultimately most likely just going to lead to burnout, and that does not serve anyone. So you might be wondering, Jessica, what kinds of self-care are you talking about, right? I think as women, this isn't something that we are inherently taught, right? We're normally taught to serve others before we take care of ourselves. And so, you know, it doesn't have to be some giant spa day or something along those lines. It can really just be the littlest actions that make a really big impact and difference in your day-to-day life and in running your business. So some examples of self-care that I enjoy, or I know other women in my Bloom community have said they enjoy, might be, you know, carving out 15 minutes for a daily meditation. It might be taking a walk out in nature. It could be making sure that you take an actual coffee break or a lunch break every single day instead of trying to, you know, rush through those things while you're working at your desk. It might be taking time out to connect with other people in your life, check in with your kids, your partner, your friends, right? Just taking kind of a little mental break from work. And it could be as extravagant as, you know, that spa day, or now I have a new routine of getting monthly pedicures, right? I live in Hawaii, so feeling good about how my feet look and enjoying that downtime where I don't have to work or do anything really helps level set, for me anyway, energetically, so that way I can show up as my best. So take some time to figure out, you know, what kinds of self-care would feel really good for you, right? What have you done in the past that's really brought you joy, help you push that reset button, and just take a time out. Like sometimes all I need, I just tell my kids, like, is a 5 minutes of just shutting my eyes. It doesn't even have to be like a super crazy nap, but just kind of relaxing, shutting everything off for even just 5 minutes can sometimes just make all the difference. So figure out what it is for you. Let me know in the comments below what type of self-care you enjoy or you'd like to start incorporating into your day-to-day life. Okay, reason number 2 that I feel self-care is so important if you are a woman entrepreneur is kind of related, all 3 of these are very related. It's kind of related to number 1 that we just talked about, which is, I believe if you incorporate self-care into your day-to-day life, that you are actually going to be able to get more help, right? And set better boundaries, right? With the people in your life. For example, you know, my kids know that every morning I have my meditation and my coffee time on my own in my office. I shut the door. You know, at first they would kind of, you know, knock on the door and barge in, but eventually they got used to that boundary that, okay, if the door's closed and mom's in there, then I know that's her quiet time, right? So it allows you to create more boundaries, energetic and maybe physical actual boundaries with other people in your life. And it might not just be your children, it could be partners, it could be people on your team, right? So they know not to disturb you, call you, text you, walk into your office during these times that you've scheduled for your self-care. Could be, you know, your clients, really your clients and customers too. There could be boundaries surrounding, okay, you know, I don't take calls between 1 and 2 p.m. every day or on the weekends or whatever it is for you. When you carve out that time for self-care and you let others know about it, that's where the magic really comes in, right? Because to become a true CEO and a leader of your company, you can't be the one who's doing all the things in your business all the time, right? And I do see and hear this a lot from women in my Bloom community, that they're trying to do all the things, right? That's just something that's been ingrained into us in our society, that, you know, we have to be it all, have it all, and that's just a bunch of BS if you ask me. So having these energetic boundaries surrounding the times that you are carving out for your self-care and really, you really need to be consistent with it as well. That's key, right? Is once you start these practices, being consistent and letting others know is going to allow others to show up fully, right? And actually help you, instead of feeling like you're always just going to swoop in and save the day and jump in there and solve the problem, right? It allows maybe like your employees to actually problem solve on their own and expand in their own way. Or perhaps, your children or your partner to figure things out without mom always jumping in and handling it, So this is a lesson that's, I think, hard learned, even for me still, is that when you carve out that self-care, you're basically sending a message to the other people around you that, you know what, taking care of myself is important. I really do need your fullest help, right, in the role or capacity that you are serving in my life. And when I'm carving time out for myself, it allows you to actually help me. And that really accepting that help and receiving that help is a super big deal if you're a woman business owner. So again, I'd like to encourage you to at least choose one new self-care practice, maybe something daily you can carve out even just 15 minutes for, and kind of notice the shifts and the changes in how you allow others to ask for help. And once you see that it's not this big hurdle to overcome, or it's not as big of a burden to place on other people or ask for their help, once you get a taste for it, you're gonna love it, and you're gonna want to do it more and more in your business and life. And then what this does is it actually creates room for expansion and growth, right? Within you, within your team, within your business and your clients, right? Like as it grows, and then you actually need to carve out more and more time for yourself to become that visionary and that leader for your business. Okay, and we're on to reason number 3 for you to incorporate self-care into your role as the CEO of your business and life is actually maybe a little more, you may or may not agree with it, but for me personally, this is just what I've seen for myself and the women in my community. Might be a little more philosophical, a little more, I don't know, feminist, social, right? Like you decide whatever label you want to put on it. But to me, it's just, finding time for self-care, is more of a human endeavor, right? And something that I would encourage all humans to do, not just women who are business owners. And I think reason number 3 is that we actually, as women, can set the example, right? Set the example within our society and show people within our society that taking care of ourselves is totally acceptable and something to actually be encouraged and practiced. And you would be surprised, right? When you practice self-care, other people look at you and they're like, wow, if she can do it, then I can give myself permission, right? To incorporate self-care into my life. And so I'm a very strong believer, I want to help as many women as possible become CEOs. And so, part of this is in my heart, a paradigm shift, I think, of how we look at women in our society, how we show up, how we serve in our communities. I think traditionally it's been more that women are the ones to sacrifice themselves first, right? Put others, their families, their friends, their communities before themselves. And again, this really can lead to, women feeling depleted, to burnout, and again, how is that good for anyone in any of those scenarios? Not only the woman who's experiencing it, but the people that she's serving, right? So taking care of yourself, is really an act of self-love. Again, I think we're always taught to love everyone else first, but once you love or prioritize yourself first and love yourself first, right, and make that actually a priority and a reality in your life, other people are going to see this, and again, it's going to kind of change and shift the way that people see women in our society, and especially women leaders and women business owners, right? We have the opportunity, right, to actually create positive change, not only for ourselves, right, but especially I'm a mother, and you know, my girls, I know that they are watching me as they're growing up, and they're learning from me, right, about what it's like to be a woman in the world, right, in American society, and not just American society, but really in the world. So I just feel really strongly in my heart about helping kind of shift beliefs and expectations surrounding how women show up in our world. So that's really it for this week's Heart to Heart video. I thank you so much for joining me, for taking your time to entertain these thoughts that are in my heart and maybe reflect upon them yourself. And if you're a woman business owner, an entrepreneur, or even thinking about launching a brand new business, I would love to support you in any way I can. There's a couple different ways that I can do that. Number one is I have a women's business community. It's called Bloom. It's totally free to join. I put a link in my caption below every video that I create, showing you where to go if you'd like to join us. And this is just an online community where women come together to support each other, right? Share each other's wins, help each other through struggles. Myself and other coaches on my team also provide free education tips. We even have a free monthly coaching call that you can dial into and join. So if you're in the stage of your business where you're looking to grow or just starting out, that community would be an amazing place for you to come. And if you're already an entrepreneur, or if you're just starting out and you already have a strong vision, and you know that you want to become a CEO in your business and in your life, I do have my VIP membership program. It's called the CEO Circle. And inside the CEO Circle, we have more coaching opportunities, live group coaching calls. I also offer one-on-one coaching support. We have monthly workshops. We have an exclusive online group for just our CEO Circle members, and lots more. So if you're interested in really taking things to the next level and you're a growth-driven woman and you'd like to join us, you can also check out the CEO Circle in the caption below as well. And even if you're not a woman entrepreneur, or maybe you're still working in a day job and you're just thinking about it, if you found value in this video, I would love it if you could hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you on the next Heart to Heart video. Thanks so much. Aloha.